Hello and welcome back to the Cricket Council podcast. India won the series 3-1, disappointingly for me. England put up a good fight. They were looking really, really dangerous when they reduced India to about 120 for 5. And then Jurel did Jurel things and steadied the ship, and with Shubman Gill took India home to a deserved series victory. I'm here with Rayan. How are we?
Yeah. Hello from an ecstatic Indian fan. I'm good, mate. How are you guys?
Yeah, and I'm not great. Luke, how are we, mate?
Life's okay. Cricket is a little bit disappointing, but it gives us stuff to ponder and stuff to think about.
I know what I'm grateful for, and that is not getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning anymore for until the next tour away in the subcontinent, pretty much, or whenever we next play away. So that's a positive.
Yeah,
I'm searching for them, and obviously the way we play, there are plenty, but it's just a bit depressing.
I must admit. So on that fourth day, I wasn't planning to wake up, but my body clock has just changed. Right,
Just shot to bits.
Yeah, woke up in a cold sweat. Checked the phone. 4 a.m. Plays just started. Go back to sleep. 6 a.m. It's looking like maybe we can pull something off. Go back to sleep. 8 a.m. We've lost. So yeah, it was always going to be unlikely, wasn't it? But we gave it a good go.
That was as good as we're getting. Rayan, from an Indian point of view, what's the sort of main takeaways?
The main takeaways are the performance of the young Indian guys. A lot of proved Indian players were absent, but the young Indian guys stood for the team and helped us to cross the road. So it's happy for an Indian fan.
Yeah, new generation coming through. Yeah. And what about Jurel? Surely he's a man of the match performance, deservedly so. Is he? He can't be dropped.
Yeah.
Or
and
can he?
with the likes of Rishabh Pant, maybe he will come in within the next 5 or 6 months. I'm sure it will be hard for Jurel to keep wicket for India, but his batting proves he will be players and pure batter in the Indian team, even though Rishabh Pant will come. So, and the great thing is he scored the match-winning performance in the ground of the legend MS Dhoni. So it's like
wicket keepers unite.
It's like a pure coincidental thing, and I'm happy for Jurel, but the credit goes to the team selectors and the coach, captain who selected him. I was pretty surprised with the selection even before the start of the series because he was nowhere to the test side before that. But I think the selectors and the coach saw something in him and selected him. And the credit must also go to the IPL. The IPL is the thing was, selected him, and he played some crucial knocks for his team, Rajasthan Royals. He shared the dressing room with the likes of Joe Root, Josh Butler, Trent Bolt, and I'm sure that will help Jurel.
Yeah, he was the thorn in England's side, to quote Stephen Morrissey. He was brilliant. He was, the innings, the 90 odd he scored was match winning. The 30, what did he have? The 39 not out, I believe it was.
Yeah.
The 39 red he had was crucial. Shubman Gill, you called it. He didn't get a ton, but I saw that little Instagram reel you came out with. Yeah, he looked really assured. He batted really, really well at the end of that.
Yeah.
In that fourth innings chase.
Yeah. The thing about Shubman Gill is there were a lot of talks before the series. So he's replacing a giant like Cheteshwar Pujara, who played at number 3 for so many years and did so well. So at first, Shubman Gill started his career as an opener. So it's very hard for him to drop a position. And leading into the series, he was not so good before the series and in the first test also. So after that, he came back like a proven hero. He scored a second innings 100 in the second test, and he scored a 91 in the second innings of the third test.
Forgotten innings.
Yeah,
amongst
forgotten innings.
all the other shit
All the
going
other
on.
things. And in the fourth test, India were reeling at 120 per 5 or something, and we need to chase more than 70 plus, and we need only one batter with him.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, he batted for 120 balls without hitting a boundary. We all know the
Yeah.
kind of player he is.
Yeah, he hit that six at the end.
That's his first
And that was
boundary,
his first boundary, wasn't it?
and
Yeah.
he hit it in 120 balls. So the temperament he shows is really mean a lot. And he told everyone, he told the world and the critics, he's here to stay, and he's the next future thing for Indian cricket. So I'm happy.
Yeah, he is. Him and Jaiswal are the leaders of
Yeah.
the new
New generation.
the new firm, I suppose. England, Luke. What's like? There is so many things to assess regarding just everything that happened that test, all 4 tests.
Yeah, I had a thought actually. So Brendan McCullum and Ben Stokes, they're obviously mavericks, think outside the box.
Yeah, good word.
How about this? Knock on Dravid's door, knock on Rohit Sharma's door. Next test wins.
What? Just like let's just change the rules.
Yeah, in the playground,
Yeah.
break time's ending. Next
Yeah.
goal wins. Next test wins.
Oh,
How about that? Ryan, you up for that?
What is the ICC's email address? ICC inquiries. Let's have a look at this. We can ring them. We could just give them a bell.
Yeah, why not?
Inquiries at icc/cricket.com. Anyway.
I'm sure they've listened to this. They know who we are, so-
They'll know.
I'm sure they will.
Once this goes out to the internet, they'll be quaking in the boots at the prospect of that.
No, but yeah, seriously, I think
As Frank Lampard once said, but seriously.
But seriously, yeah. So it's got to be a funny point, serious point, sunny point again. I'm struggling for another funny point, but really.
Yeah, mate, fucking fair play for backing yourself on the comedic element. But go on.
Yeah, I think we need to give a lot of credit to India. So I think England had a huge opportunity after winning the first test. India have been missing Kohli, Shami, Pant for the entire series, Jadeja, Ashwin for parts of the series, KL Rahul. And it just shows how much depth they have in Indian cricket, especially when you compare to England, right? We brought Ollie Robinson in for this game. He hadn't played any cricket. I know he got 50 with the bat.
Yeah, but that's not what he's picked.
But exactly, he's running up there bowling sort of 78 mile an hour front foot, no balls. I think, maybe he should stick to podcasting with his
Brutal.
influencer girlfriend. But on Ollie Robinson, and I really don't like criticising international cricketers.
As a complete...
As someone who's
villager.
an amateur cricketer and has performed poorly
Forever.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I think when he sort of puts himself out there in the media, he says these things. It does open him up to a lot of criticism.
Yeah.
And going back to the drop catch in the first innings,
God.
It was Jurel. It was Jurel, right?
Yeah,
and I think they
moment.
put 50 on after
at
that,
least
and it
50
just
on.
changed the complexion of the game. And he was asleep. And I think the ball before one had flashed past him, and he's sort of just there at mid wicket. It's just a simple catch at his head, and it just looked like he wasn't ready for it. So
Right, I haven't seen this drop, so we're going to do a live reaction to, because I'm a bit dramatic when, hang on, Ollie Robinson drop.
And I mean, as someone who's dropped sitters in their time,
Oh,
I know
that's
I know what a sitter is. So
Oh, right, okay. Bear with me. I'm going to,
I think he stand in the silly mid wicket.
was it third day? It's the third day, wasn't it, when it happened?
At the first session.
First session. You just keep talking. I'm going to...
yeah. I think I wonder if
And I think you're quite harsh on Ali Robinson because he played well in the home series in the Ashes. So it's just in one bad game. So
Yeah, I think that's where the wickets really suit him. So those green seamers, and he is accurate.
yeah,
But I really do wonder if Wood could have played that last test.
yeah. I'm
I
sure
think he would have made a real
difference.
difference.
Yeah,
Because he would, when Jurel and was batting with the lower order, I think it was Kuldeep. If Wood had come in, bowled a short spell,
nasty bouncers.
exactly, it could have changed that. It sort of, it felt like England.
It changed. I'm sure it changed the rhythm of Kuldeep Yadav. He's defending very nicely to Jimmy Anderson, other spinners.
Yeah. But what do you think about Kuldeep's performance with the ball?
God. Kuldeep is, from the past. So it's a lot to talk about Kuldeep. He was. I'm sure you guys haven't watched the IPL much because there was one stage of Kuldeep's career. He cried in the pitch after Moeen Ali smashed him for 4 sixes in an over in IPL game.
Wow, I didn't know that.
So
Real tears.
Yeah, he played for Kolkata Knight Riders, and Moeen Ali smashed him for sixes like fun. So he cried in the pitch. It's visible in the TV, and we were like, he was a prime Indian spinner at time. So prime Indian spinner cried in the pitch, and after that he hasn't played a part in IPL. So he was rested by the team. Not rested. He wasn't used as the team, and he was very low in his career. He hasn't picked for Indian team, and
Yeah, he's nowhere near it, is he? Sorry, Rayan. He's just nowhere near it. Go on, continue. Yeah, it's crap from Robinson.
And after that, he improved his speeds. So before that, he bowled at a speed of 80 plus 75. So after that, he improved his speeds. He gave more revolution to the ball, and he improved himself. And the next version of Kuldeep is, you guys are seeing the next version of Kuldeep Yadav, and he's bowling really well in the test. And there was a time in Australian series in 2018-19, I think. Our Indian coach at that time, Ravi Sastry, told a big statement that Kuldeep Yadav is the next best Indian test spinner. So at that time, there were a lot of talks about the Ravi Sastry statement. We had Ravi Ashwin, Ravindra Jadeja, but why Ravi Sastry made such comment? But it shows values right now, right? Kuldeep Yadav is improving a lot. I'm sure he will get a minimum of 300 test wickets when he finishes a test career.
Yeah, I think
he was brilliant.
Yeah, I saw a lot of people comparing him
with
even
Shane
to Shane Warne, right?
Yeah.
And I think the dismissal that really sums it up is that of Zach Crawley in the second innings.
Yeah.
So him and Sharma cleverly left cover open.
Mm-hmm.
Crawley tried to force one through the gap, and with the turn that Kuldeep gets, just through the gate,
just opened himself right up.
And before the delivery, he told Rohit Sharma told in Hindi to Kuldeep Yadav, just remove the cover fielder, and Kuldeep Yadav told, no, don't remove the cover fielder. I'm sure if the fielder is there also, then Zach Crawley will try to hit there. So don't remove the fielder. Mm-hmm. And as per both these guys, Kuldeep Yadav tried to hit the cover, and the ball spun very much and hit the ball.
Yeah, I mean, Rohit seems to get quite a lot of criticism for his captaincy, but that's a big vindication for him, to be fair. That's a good admin from him. What else happened?
Joe
got a ton.
100. Yeah.
That happened, didn't it? That was great. That was the best thing that's happened ever, basically. That was brilliant to see.
Yeah.
Suppose he didn't baz ball, which much to the glee of Michael Vaughan, which is the only downside of the whole thing, really. Luke, you're itchy. I know you're itchy to talk about Joe. Go on.
Yeah, I know it's probably the boring take, isn't it? But he put the reverse scoop in the bin.
Not allowed. Fuming. I'm joking.
And then, I think he batted like the old Joe Root, batted amazingly, and it was no surprise he ended 1-2-2 not out on a difficult batting wicket. I thought in that first innings he could have had a little bit more support. So I know Bashir and Anderson are obviously not known for their batting or not great batters, but they both got ducks, and Root was stranded on 122 not out. You know, if they could have stuck around and put on another 20, 30 for the
That's
last
the
wicket.
thing
You
with that
never know.
test, wasn't it? It's literally 10 runs.
Exactly.
Was very valuable.
And I get Bashir and Anderson aren't great batsmen, but Anderson, all he does now is first ball plays a reverse sweep.
Get
And it's
that.
probably got a 50% chance of hitting a 4, 50% chance of getting out. And I just
Yeah.
don't like those odds at all.
Just don't like it.
No,
Don't like that. Don't want
no.
that. We don't
But
want that.
I mean, Anderson's
Yeah.
42. He's a legend. He
Thing
can
is
do
that,
what
yeah,
he wants.
he's
can't
earned
he?
the right to piss about at the end of the innings, even if it is frustrating for us lot watching.
But it goes back to a point that I keep hammering on about is we have been on top in a lot of positions.
We've been on top in the
In this game.
Was it the second? No, the second test. Bumrah did his bumrahing,
Exactly.
so that was like fair because it was just like, yeah, he just bowled brilliantly. Then the third test, it was a route ramp, wasn't it? It was 50-50 when that happened,
Exactly.
and then this test was the best position we've been in since Pope's time.
So it just makes me wonder if we are going to play this way, that is going to happen. And I know a lot of credit needs to go to Brendan McCullum and Ben Stokes for the brand of cricket.
Mm-hmm.
And as I've said, I don't think we're a great test team at all. And even to be able to compete with India in India, I think is an amazing effort. But it's just, as I've said before, it's the hope that kills you. And I think when we got into those strong positions, we just needed to be a little bit more greedy and take a bit more ownership.
Ruthless
Yeah.
is
That's
the
the
word,
word.
isn't it? But it's such a tricky one. I'm still just so like scarred by Burns getting out first ball in the Ashes 2 years ago. I'm scarred by the Windies defeat. I'm scarred by just not really remembering the last time we won under Root. Like, I just don't even know when that happened because it was just didn't happen it had happened so long ago. So I just sort of having hope's even just quite nice compared to what it used to be. But you are also right in that it's now just extremely frustrating to see them do really well for long periods and then just little moments they seem to get wrong a lot of the time.
Exactly. And now, 4 tests in,
Now
3-1 down
again.
and
Anyway.
nothing to play for, right? Is that progress?
Yeah, it is. They've progressed, mate. They've been in it. They've progressed, definitely.
Agree with all. They progressed.
Like, okay, on paper, if we're going like compared to the last tour, we haven't progressed. But if you watch the cricket, it's which we all have. and
Yeah.
That's,
As,
just
as an Indian fan, I have to tell that in the last decade, this England team is the best visiting team to give tough competition to India in Test matches. So
since
I
when
w-
would you say?
Since 2012-13.
Literally, would you say there's been another touring side which has given as much as
Yeah, I think after this England team, Australian team in 2016-17.
Yeah, they did well.
Yeah,
right?
that's the one Test series which gives some tough competition to India. And this team is really give some very tough competitions, which makes me to watch the entire Test match without missing a ball. So that's what this England team does to Test cricket.
Yeah.
Even before other teams went to India, I was like, yeah, it's no problem. Even though we missed a match or session, I'm sure India will win the match. But that's not the case with this tour.
Yeah.
So the England is progressing much.
I think that's all you can ask for. Like, you can delve into the numbers and basically convince yourself it isn't working if you really want to. But I think you look at I hate the word vibes now. Like, I enjoy the word vibes in general, but using it about this team starts to get jarring a little bit because, it's good vibes. But it is better than it was. And I'm clutching onto that progression.
It's interesting, right? So if you take football, it's very much a results business. I think sport in general is, do we need the equivalent Big Sam, long ball up top, or are you happy with vibes, good brand of cricket, and maybe not getting the wins?
For now, yeah. Well, it's like Oh, I don't know. It's like I don't know what to think. I genuinely don't know what to think. I don't know what to say about it. I don't know what is like the right thing to say. Whether you're allowed to criticise, what you can criticise, what you can't criticise with it all. It's all like just people say it's a cult, and it is a bit of a cult.
I will compare this with the current Indian team. So, baseball is the best brand of cricket in Test cricket, but they haven't able to win some series, some high profile Test series like the Indian one and the Ashes. They drew the Ashes. They lost the Indian Test series. It's same with the Indian cricket. They are very good for the last decade, but still they are unable to win the major trophies. It doesn't mean that Indian team is the worst team. I think we guys need to wait for our team to win some big matches and big series. It's on the way, but we have to wait for that.
Well, the Ashes. I think we're all in agreement. I know there's no Australian in the room. If it hadn't rained in Manchester, we would have won the Ashes.
Yeah, agreed.
There's a big narrative. Oh, it's a fair result. It wasn't really. If it hadn't rained, we would have won.
But yeah, I think the big series, right, are India and Australia away.
Yeah.
I think we're almost, we should be winning
Yeah.
our home series against the bigger nations. I think it's
Yeah.
when you go away from home, you really get judged.
Mm.
And I think my worry is India seem to have this never-ending conveyor belt of cricketers. I don't know where they're getting Jurel,
Yeah.
Shafraz Khan.
God.
And I just worry that England, I can't really see that next generation coming through. I know Pope's still young. Crawley, I think, is going to be there for a long time as well.
Yeah.
But I think we need to have a look at the county championship. And I think there was an interesting debate about Bashir and Hartley actually getting any overs.
Yeah, the Lion debacle at Lancs
in the
is
summer.
a big one.
So I wonder what can be done in the county championship to bred these players in and sort of ensure that 5-10 years down the line, England are still in this position where we've got the players that can play this brand of cricket.
If I was Hartley, I'd say to Lancs, I'm moving where I'm to the plate where I'm front line spinner. He's got to be the front line spinner for a county.
Yeah,
It doesn't even matter if it's it doesn't matter if it's Div 2 or 1. He's just got to be playing every week or every other week or whenever.
Yeah, I think his benefit as well is his batting. So I
Yeah,
think he could bat
yeah.
6 or 7 at county and bowl some overs as well. But you're right, he's not going to, in Lancashire in April, he's not going to bowl, is he, right? I mean, I might fancy a bowl in Lancashire in April in my little dibbly-dobblies, but it's not going to turn, is it?
Little hoopers. I've just on the subject of England batters being young or not. Harry Brook is 25 years, but I've just searched him up and we're just going to play a little game of what is Harry Brook's middle name, because it is superb.
I don't know.
Begins with a C, but it's not Chris. I'm going to press you because we need to get on with it.
Constantine.
No, it's Cherrington.
Cherrington.
Harry Cherrington Brook
Oh.
on his Wikipedia. So anyway, continue. Tom Hartley. Yeah, he's been our standout bowler wickets wise on the tour. I think he's on. Is it 20 wickets?
20, yes, and the most
He's done
wickets in
brilliantly.
the series.
Yeah.
Played every game. I'll caveat that he has bowled a lot of overs. I think nearly double anyone else. But yeah, I think he has been a big plus. And
yeah, defo.
Bashir coming into this test, I thought
mate.
bowled unbelievably well. He finished with figures in the first innings of 44 overs. I think, is that right? 99 runs and 5 wickets?
The test match.
So in the first innings, I know he bowled 44 overs, which was incredible,
Yeah.
and got 5 wickets. I think he 100%
He got 5 and 3. He got 8 wickets in the match.
8
the
wickets
match.
in the match.
Yeah.
I think he justifies his selection.
Oh yeah, totally.
And I think most people would have heard this by now, but credit needs to go to the county championship social media.
Alastair Cook.
Yeah, they clipped up him bowling to Alistair Cook which got the attention of Stokes. And then, somehow he's on the India tour.
Yeah.
But I was looking deeper into him and his club career at Guildford CC on Play Cricket, because that's how much of a cricket badger I am.
Good. No, we like that.
He's played 200 games for Guildford CC. Guess how many fifers he's got, bearing in mind he now has an international fifer.
Okay.
200 games.
You've put that out of it. Okay, 3.
You're right, 3. And 1 was in under 12s. So
that doesn't count.
There's
2. It's 2 then.
I think there's hope for us all. Don't give up the dream quite yet.
I think if I ever got an under 12 5 I might have done. Be a start, wouldn't it? That's good. That's some good rabbit holing.
Yeah.
That's some good digging.
Yeah.
You got a 5 for yeah. Well, fair play. So he's now got 4.
Exactly.
He's got 4 or 5 wickets.
And I think now he has more wickets for England than he does in the county.
In the county champs, yeah, or something like that, or the same, or half. It's like
I mean,
in that
what an amazing pick, though.
Yeah, I mean, I think fair play to Alistair Cook. He's got to take some credit for getting out to him, because if it probably wouldn't have been clipped up if it hadn't been Cookie. So, as ever, the great man serving our country well, even years into his international retirement. What else has happened?
I think, can we talk a bit about England's batting?
Okay.
So I think we've got Bairstow. He got 230s in the game. Again, not set the world alight, I think.
Bairstow looked good.
But
I was getting excited. I was liked what I saw, and then he in the first innings, what did he do in the first innings? Because that's when he was looking.
Yeah,
he turned me on a little bit in the first innings.
It was the ball after tea, wasn't it?
Was that the second innings?
Second innings.
Second
Ball after
innings.
What was the first? What did he do in the first innings?
I think he got the broom out again, didn't he?
He
Sweeping.
got LB. Yeah, he got LB. Yeah, that's what happened. That wasn't the worst shot, I suppose. He was trying to really press the situation when he was playing that. Like he'll go moves to his 100. It's not like he's going to get dropped now, dead rubber and everything. Like it'd be stupid not to.
Yeah, but you mentioned Harry Brook earlier, and I think he could have made a real difference in the middle order. I've got Folkes, Bairstow, and Stokes are all averaging in the 20s in the series, which isn't the best. And if you take that 70 out of Stokes in the first game, he's really struggling. And even Ollie Pope. So I know he got that magnificent 190 odd.
Yeah.
But again, if you take that out, I think he's averaging 13. So it's one big innings, right? And that was obviously changed the game for England.
It's a funny thing,
the consistency, isn't it?
Credit in the bank until next year, basically.
Yeah. Oh well, I think Ollie is he the vice captain? Ollie.
Yeah.
He is. I think he'll be involved for a long time.
Totally. Yeah, the batting's such an interesting conversation. It's just flipped round in terms of who's getting the runs. Like the openers.
Yeah.
The openers are now our best asset with the bat.
Yeah, Crawley and Duckett both over 300 runs.
Yeah.
I don't think that the openers...
Crawley's our leading run scorer, right, in the series?
Yes.
That feels like it's right.
And he's only just behind Gill, and Jaiswal's up the top. 655, averaging over 90.
Wait, so how many more runs does Jaiswal have than anyone else?
Over 300, I think.
Oh.
And
he's unbelievable player.
I saw a stat, I think only Sunil Gavaskar has scored more runs opening the batting for India in a series.
Okay.
And I think he did it twice with, I think maybe Jaiswal might need another 100 or so runs in the final test.
Which he will get. It's Bradman, isn't it? Because it's like when we got him out for 73, I was like, get in. In the first innings, I was really happy with that. I suppose he only got 40 odd in the second innings, but you're saying only 40, like...
Yeah, and again,
that was like his worst innings I can remember was getting 40. It's insane, isn't it?
Yeah, him and I think Rowett batted really well.
To set the tone.
Yeah, so they were 40 for 9 off 8, and I think...
But the thing is, why Ben Stokes gave the new ball to the spinners? He just followed the Rohit Sharma, or is it any reason behind that? Because with a new ball, it's very hard to grip the ball for the young spinners, and they just leaked 40 runs on that evening.
Yeah, and
Anderson
I think,
keeps it tight, probably goes for 20 runs less, doesn't he?
yeah, and especially when you're defending a low total,
Yeah.
the start is so important. If you get 1 or 2 wickets, a shudder goes through the rest of the batting, right? And there's nerves. But if you get off to a flyer, it makes it really, really difficult. And I think that is where ultimately the experience of India's spinners really showed.
Showed,
You know,
yeah.
you've got Ashwin and Jadeja, 35 and 37. They haven't always bowled well in the series, but they've been quick to adapt. They know how to bowl on these wickets.
Ashwin's one of the greats.
Greatest.
Yeah, and I think it's a great learning experience for England spinners who have actually done really, really well. But I think probably the major difference is they just bowl a few too many 4 balls, whereas Ashwin and Jadeja, that's the one hard to say, Jadeja, just
thing-
don't give anything loose, do they?
No.
You know,
no.
the Rohit Sharma's 56 in the second innings is his best score in his test career in the second innings.
Sharma.
Yeah, he never scored 50. He only scored a 50 once in his test career in second innings.
Wow, great
Wow,
stuff.
that is an
56
amazing
It's his
stat.
best score. So, Rohit Sharma really struggles while playing second innings. But Stokes gave the new ball to the spinners and makes him easy.
It's just very, it'd be interesting to know
Yeah.
how many times in their lives, it's quite easy to find out for Bash, because in terms of county career, he's only played about 5 games or something.
Yeah.
But like how many times they've taken the new
New
ball
balls.
ever,
Yeah.
Yeah, he probably,
Like, do they
probably wouldn't have done.
sort of, in a match situation ever done that, which
That-
might be,
Yeah. If
something
England
to
took
think
some
about.
a wicket or 2 in the evening of the third day, I'm sure that may make some difference.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it was pretty just devastating. That sort of, it's maybe a 3-hour passage of play. Or it was the whole of day 3 with Jurel batting so well as well. But that was where the game was lost. It wasn't lost on day 4 at all. They bowled really well on day 4.
It lost on day 3.
It was completely lost on day 3.
Yeah.
We played. Could you say we played better cricket on 3 of the 4 days? Is that a bit of a rash
I
statement?
think you guys remembered my message at the end of day 2.
Yeah, I was surprised at how defeated you were.
Yeah, because in India it's very hard to chase anything more than 200.
Yeah.
And at the end of day 2, we were behind 130 runs and we lost 7 wickets.
Yeah.
So I admitted that I was not really hoping that Jurel and Kuldeep made such 80 runs for the 8-wicket partnerships. That's really amazing.
Mhm.
And the bowling of England was not that good for the
Yeah.
8-wicket.
Yeah.
So
I
thank
mean,
God
I didn't get up
we made the
for
comeback.
it. I was hoping to get up at like sort of 6 o'clock to just see us already 20 odd for naught, but wasn't to be.
I think so. We obviously won the toss in this test, which is important.
Yeah.
We took a first innings lead. I know it wasn't as big as it could have been, but in the second innings, I think we lost 7 wickets for 35 or six wickets for
7 wickets.
25.
7 for 37, I think. 37,
Yeah,
35.
bowled out
It's
for
so
145.
horrible. Yeah, it was
India
so
only
awful.
needed 192 to win. I think psychologically, if we could have got to lead of 250, 220, I think that would have been enough psychologically.
Yeah,
that
about
changes a
200.
lot.
Yeah.
I think just not having to go and bowl for 7 overs, I think it was, after getting beaten up in that second
Another
innings.
interesting thing is that innings is the first 4th innings in the Ranchi test, Ranchi, among the 3 test matches. No, there have been 2 test matches played before and there are no 4th innings before. The match finished
as
even
in
within the 3 innings.
As in the someone won by an innings.
Yeah.
Well,
won by an innings
India
and,
won by an
and,
innings, presumably.
and they drew the match against Australia. Even
Yeah.
they not played the 4th innings. So this is the first time a team playing a 4th innings in Ranchi.
It's usually a road, isn't it?
Usually road, but still the pitch assist more bad.
The pitch was fine,
Yeah.
apart from the
There are a
odd
lot of
ball.
talks.
Luke disagrees. I thought it wasn't that
Yeah,
bad.
I mean, I think it did play. It played a lot better than it looked. But then Stokes, I don't know what it is with Stokes, but I think he got 2 shooters in the game.
Yeah.
I know, and the thing about Stokes, he is very dramatic when he gets out. I think he always over exaggerates how good the ball was or how low it kept. But I think he did get a little bit unlucky.
Oh, the first one was a total P-roll.
rolled,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And just to go back to Pope, obviously a pair in the game, faced 3 balls in the test match, which as your number 3 is obviously not ideal.
No, it's
But
not, is it?
I think the ball Ashwin got him in the second innings, the Karen ball, I don't know if you guys saw it, was a beauty. I think that's the last thing you're expecting as you just walk out to bat. And yeah, just sort of Ashwin showed his class.
Yeah, he was
I think Pope
classy
expected
player.
a lot of turn and just went for the short-term jab, but the ball didn't spin much and straight into the stumps.
Yeah.
gutting.
Yeah. I think he knew. It's just, you just know you've missed it.
Yeah,
And you've missed
and-
it by a long way as well. And you're
Yeah.
back to the pavilion.
Yeah, I think I've been thinking about this, all last week when the match was on. Just how beautiful cricket is, in that I was like actually a little bit anxious about a strip of grass a few thousand miles away in Ranchi. Like I was like actually like thinking about cracks in a bit of turf. Because that's just what it does to you. I just think that's I think that's the sort of thing is why we all love it, is like actual, real sort of, not much, but a bit of stress from just the grass.
It's interesting. You don't get that in football, do you?
No.
Right? The pitches are all, well,
Name another sport where you're as a supporter you're worried about the surface. You know, I mean, maybe tennis. He's not very good on clay, but it's not the same.
yeah, I think that's the beauty of it, right? The variation and different parts of the world and different skills.
Yeah.
I think I have to echo the words of our ex-coach Ravi Sastry. We don't play pitch, we play teams. So I think,
That's wrong though, isn't it? You do play the pitch as well.
but we don't need to get so much worried about the pitch. We need to stick with our advantages, our skills, and just play against the team, irrespective of the pitch. You know, as an Indian fan, I'm very, very happy with the performance of Indian team in the recent test matches. We won the last 2 test series in Australia. We drew the one in South Africa. We drew the one series in England.
Yeah.
And we are the undisputed king in our own backyard.
Oh yeah, definitely. Well, that's the thing. Like the pitches this time were great. Well, they were all really good for Test cricket. There are no complaints. I joke about being worried about it. I have no complaints about the pitches. They were all superb. All produced results.
Yeah.
Gave something for the bowler, but it's not like they were like ridiculous to bat on either. Like we've seen loads of players get runs as well as wickets going down in spells. Mostly England batters getting out.
No rank turners as like the last series.
No rank turners.
No 2-day test matches.
Just enough turn. There was turn,
Yeah.
but it wasn't stupid. So that's pitch chat. I always love pitch chat. It's probably my favourite thing to talk about, which is sad, isn't it? But they were good, basically.
They're very good when compared to the last time England played against India in India.
Yeah. I think we should have a quick break, and then we'll come back for a little bit of previewing for the 5th test in Dharamshala.
Yeah, Dharamshala.
Dharamshala. So that's starting, I want to say the 15th of March.
7th of March.
7th of March. I'm miles out there. So yeah, we'll be back in a moment. Hello and welcome back to part 2 of the Cricket Council podcast. We're going to have a little look at the 5th test. I mean, it's a bit of a dead rubber now, but still interesting to look at. There's World Test Championship points up for grabs, etc. As usual with these conversations, I'm going to come to Rayan for a pitch assessment for Dharamshala. Take us away, Rayan.
Yeah. And Dharamshala pitch is not like the last 2 test matches. The temperature is a bit like the English conditions. You know, the lowest temperature is -2, 3, and the higher temperature is 10, 11. So I think English guys are really good about that. And the pitches have been
freezing.
Yeah, and there's only one test matches. There have been only one test match played before. It's with that's the debut test match of Kuldeep Yadav. So I'm sure he'll be happy to play in this test match.
Surely you can't play cricket in under 10 degrees.
It's going to be
That should be
horrible.
illegal.
11. It's beside the mighty Himalayas.
It's like,
scenic ground.
Put the job.
April in the county championship where you see fielders in
But even that.
woolly hats.
Hey
Like-
guys, I'll check the temperature again.
No, I think you're right though.
I've
I
heard
think
that
yeah,
somewhere
between
else.
12 and
Yeah.
15 degrees apparently, which
Hey, just a minute. Dharamshala.
So I'm going to look up for comparison the weather in Brighton today, just
it's
to
got to
see
be
what's
around
colder.
10 degrees.
Yeah,
So,
that'd
yeah.
be my guess.
In the Thursday, the match is going to be played, and the minimum temperature is 3, maximum temperature is 12.
Oh, that's horrible.
So
Why are
what,
they doing
what
that for? What's the logic there? Considering it's like India's hot. Mostly.
is it? Northern
the-
India.
Hey, it's northern
Yeah,
part
it's
of India, very
Himalayas,
north.
right? Like
Besides
Nepal
Himalayas.
territory.
Yeah, it's like a mountain region, and I'm sure English guys will never complain about the temperature. They're
No,
used
they
to
will.
that, right?
They will when it's 3 degrees. Trust me.
Jimmy might be a handful. As a Lancastrian, he's
Lancashire.
used to it.
And the
Yeah,
pitch
the
is
sleet.
usually assist more pace when compared to the other parts of the India, because it's in the mountain region and the pitch is quite greeny. You guys ask for grass, right? I think you guys will see a grass in this pitch, and it also assists for a more spin. So in the one game it played before, the highest score in that match was team total in that match was 330 or 340.
Okay.
So I'm not sure if the match may finish within 3 days or 4 days. So I think this pitch will assist more spin when compared to the last 4 test matches. So major part of spin will come into the play. Kuldeep Yadav, Ashwin will get a lot of wickets, and Tom Hartley will have a chance of increasing his wickets early and finish as the highest wicket taker in the series.
Yeah.
The batter needs to work hard to get runs, because in the only test match, Steve Smith is the only batsman to score a century. He scored 116 or 17. That's the highest score in the test match.
In a test match
Ever.
ever.
Yeah. Only one test match
There's
has been
only
played.
been one test match.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay. Steve won't want to have that second bit mentioned, I'm sure, but yeah, probably an important caveat to put in there. Luke, it's Bairstow's 100th cap. That's
Wow.
a hell of a
Sorry.
milestone.
Yeah, with Bairstow, I have to add that our greatest spinner, Ravi Ashwin, is also going to get his 100th test cap in Dharamshala.
So yeah, that actually takes me on to a bit of a wider point. I'm interested for what you say, Rayan. Got the Bairstow 100th cap, got the Ashwin 100th cap.
Yeah.
Is there any part of you, any part of your being, that wishes this wasn't a dead rubber for the drama that would have been?
The drama in a test match, you expect anything?
As in the drama of having it being 2-2, there being a decider now.
Yeah.
Ashwin and Bairstow in the sleet, 3-day test, ball seaming around.
As an Indian cricket fan, I don't expect that. But as a cricket fan, it's okay. But as an Indian fan, I want to win every test match.
No, fair. I'd have the same answer.
Yeah.
I'm not criticising at all. I'm just interested to see if there's any part of you. But if it was me and it was the other way around, I would be like, nope. Very happy it's 3-1.
Yeah.
Job done,
Yeah.
etc. So yeah, Ash. So yeah, Luke Bairstow, 100 caps, pretty miraculous achievement, all things considered.
Yeah, I'm amazed
Yeah.
that he's played 100 test matches.
Yeah.
Not that he's not got the ability to, but it's sort of crept up on me. And
Yeah,
I think he's made the best of his ability. I think it'll be interesting when we go back to the UK summer whether he retains his spot. I think obviously Folkes has kept amazingly well in the series, but he's not set the world alight with the bat. So I think England are going to go back to the debate. Do you want to play Bairstow as probably the better batter or Folkes as the better wicket keeper, especially when you've got Brooks coming back into the team?
Yeah.
But yeah, I've never looked at Bairstow in the same way since he snubbed me in a nightclub in Clapham, Infernos.
Fantastic.
Wanted nothing to do with my mates and I.
Yeah. Disgrace.
Can't really blame him, to be honest. I think
very, very unsurprising.
yeah, he
having
seemed to
not
be
met
with
your
quite a
mates.
nice looking woman. So I don't
play.
think he wanted 4 sweaty blokes cramping his style.
Mate, great ton the other week. I've seen Jonny as well. I think this is not fact, by the way, that he broke his leg. I think I read it somewhere, but it's not like concrete, that he broke his leg where I play golf. His horror injury, which kept him out for a long time. I read somewhere it's on the 3rd at Panel Golf Club. There's on the green, there's it's the green's raised and there's a massive slope going down to the 4th tee. So my theory is that he's fallen down on that slope, but this is all theoretical. I don't know this. And I've seen him in the clubhouse.
Oh.
Seemed all right. I mean, again, didn't really say. I hadn't had anything to drink, so I didn't have the bottle to go and say hello. And also, in about 2011, he played an exhibition against Harrogate CC. I went and asked him for a keeping glove of his, and he said no. So,
Okay, I have to add one thing. The thing is, I have seen him bat in 2016 in Che Park, and his girlfriend sat in the same row where I sat. So once the match finished, Jonny Bairstow went straight to her and gave his wicket-keeping gloves.
I mean, to be fair, I think he's probably got a bit more reason to be sharing keeping gloves with his girlfriend than with a young Will Kirkup. So yeah, that's good that we've all seen Jonny up close in some way, shape or form. Jonny, if you're listening, we'd love you in the 4th chair.
Yeah.
Make amends.
That would be to exactly.
This match.
To pick your brains, I suppose. That it really is a come and get us plea, I guess. What else is happening in the 5th test? Ashwin's 100th
test match. The player like Ashwin, 100 test matches is like a big thing for fans, but it's just another test match for him. I'm sure he will take it as a simple way. But as a fan, I'll be happy if we get 10 wickets in a match. As one step above, I'll be happy if get all the 10 wickets in an innings in his 100th test match. But that's not quite possible with Jasprit Bumrah returning to that squad. So let's see. I hope he gets some bigger things in his 100th test match, maybe leading the team for at least a session. Let's see.
How long do you think he can keep playing at the highest level for India? I think, is he 37?
37 or 36. So the same question was asked about him at the end of test 2, I think. He told in the press, he was not thinking about...
He's 37, yeah.
He's not thinking about the future. He's just thinking about a single game. That's what makes him play 100 test matches. So let's go like that. Just take one game at a time and see where it ends. I'll be happy if he break the wicket tally of Anil Kumble or anywhere near to Muthiah Muralidharan. It's too long to go. He just now reached 500. Still 300 wickets is long. But let's see where it will go.
Yeah, Aksar's fallen off a little bit, hasn't he?
Sorry, Aksar.
Aksar Patel. What's happened there?
It's just sort of faded away.
But he didn't pick any wickets in the first test match, and Kuldeep Yadav performing well. We have Ravindra Jadeja, who is same sort of player like Akshar Patel, left arm orthodox, left hand batter. So it's good to have some other variation of a bowler. Kuldeep Yadav, left arm Chinaman. So it's quite hard on Akshar Patel, but I'm sure he will be back with a bang in the IPL. He will prove himself and back into the Indian team for the T20 World Cup.
Yeah, I don't know if you two saw this as well. So India, I think you'll know this better than I, Ran, but they sort of announced their squad for the next year.
Their
contracts, and there's different bands. So you've got Kohli et al. In the A-star brand.
Yeah.
And then it goes down to, I think, C. I thought it was a bit of an interesting way to do it.
So there are 4 grades in a contract, A+, A, B, C. And the new thing is they have added another contract for the upcoming fast bowlers, which is a quite welcoming thing to take care of the young fast bowlers. Some give financial stability to them to just improve their game. And the real talk of the town in the Indian cricket fraternity is Shreyas Iyer and Ishan Kishan is removed from their contract. They just snubbed Ishan Kishan and Shreyas Iyer. Shreyas Iyer played a vital part in the Indian Cricket World Cup. He scored more than 500 plus runs. He scored a century in a semi-final against New Zealand, but he didn't get a contract. That made a lot of Indian ex-players, Indian cricket critics angry. They just put out some words. The major thing is, even though Shreyas Iyer and Ishan Kishan were fit, they didn't play and they didn't win and play for their respective teams in the Ranchi Trophy, local domestic competition. I think that made BCCI angry, so they just left out Ishan Kishan and Shreyas Iyer.
Yeah, you don't want to make the BCCI angry. Do you?
Yeah.
So those grades or bands, is that determine how much you get paid?
Yeah, I think I'm not sure about the payment, but A plus is the higher level payment. The players who played all three formats, Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli, Jasprit Bumrah, Ravindra Jadeja. I think all these 4 players belongs to A plus, and the A band belongs to the players who played 2 formats or more than 10 to 20 matches in the season.
So I guess it's similar in a way to England's central
contracts.
They get.
Yeah.
I would love to know how much the top Indian cricketers get paid and compare it.
I think it's 5 or 7.5 crores. I'm not sure.
Which is in Great British pounds, how much roughly?
Let's check. 5 crores is like...
million pounds?
Yeah, it's got surely
they pay Virat £1 million.
The amount of revenue that they bring into the country.
The thing is, this is just like the pocket money for them. The amount of money they got from the respective IPL team is quite big.
That's true. Well, that's the problem. The way cricket's going, right?
Yeah.
Why would you?
You know how much money Ishan Kishan got for a 1 month IPL contract? It's more than 16 crores, which is like 16 crores is like.
Is that millions?
Wait, 1, 10, 100. Sorry for the max.
Come on,
1,
iPhone.
10, 100, 1,000, 10,000, lakh, 10 lakh, crore, and...
Yeah, well, we all know how much. I think
they have to put lot of zeros on 10, 100. It's like
1.5 million.
1, 10, 100,000.
It'll be
Million, yeah,
1.5 million.
Yeah.
That's quite a lot.
1.5 million
for a month's
for
work.
a month.
Oh wow.
And
Yeah.
then with that, you're not even guaranteed to play, right? You get that straight up, I
Straight
imagine, and then you could just sit in the dugout and
yeah.
Yeah.
enjoy the razzmatazz.
have a couple of Twixes or whatever.
That's why people love to play IPL rather than domestic cricket.
Yeah.
And this is what make the BCCI angry. That's why they just snubbed the contract for Shreyas Iyer and Ishan Kishan.
So do you think amongst these Indian young players there is still a desire to play Test cricket?
The statement of Rohit Sharma after the end of 4th Test. This is the team only for the players who have the hunger to play Test cricket. So players who have the hunger to play Test cricket are welcome enough to the side. This shows, the respect they had for the format. This is like a statement to the younger players. If you have a hunger to play Test cricket, then you're welcoming, or else wait near to the ground.
Yeah, I think Jurel is a great example as well, isn't he? I think so his dad was in the army, is that correct?
His dad was in the army, served his country during the Kargil war.
Yeah.
And the interesting thing is, he didn't want his son to play cricket. He just wanted his son to play in the army.
Well, there was a story where his father was reading the newspaper and he saw Jurel gets 100 and he said, oh, someone with our name got 100 and it was his son.
Yeah. His mother is the only backup for him. His father wants him to clear a national defense exam in India and just want his son to serve for the Indian army. But the future has something for him and he's here currently now.
Yeah, I think he's made it now.
Yeah, and now his father is very happy about the comparisons with MS Dhoni, the legend like MS Dhoni. When your son is getting compared with the captain like MS Dhoni, that's what a father wants, right?
Yeah, him and Gill showed a lot of bottle in that run chase.
Yeah.
They were brilliant. They were
yeah.
frustratingly brilliant.
They
in that.
they refused to give it away and leave it to anyone else.
Yeah.
And I think you already talked about Gill
Shuman
didn't hit
Gill,
a
yeah.
boundary for 120 balls.
Yeah.
And then back to backs, or no, two
Something like
sixes in
that.
3 balls,
Three balls.
against Bashir. Just
Yeah.
turned it on in his cap. I've said it before. It's just aesthetically.
Yeah,
Woof.
he's maturing as a cricketer. He's going to captain his side in the IPL, and that stint with the Gujarat Titans will also improve his game. Along with the likes of Kane Williamson, he's going to rub shoulders with Kane Williamson. He's going to captain him, so I'm sure he will be better once the IPL finishes.
Yeah, you know it's over when Gill comes out to bat with his long sleeves and his cap on. It's just,
Yeah.
just
Daddy vibes.
Father,
Father,
be with us.
I think he's just 24 or 25 currently.
Yeah.
The
big.
vibes, though, isn't it? It's just, I am going to come in to the crease and I'm going to look after all of you and score runs, and then it's all going to be fine because I'm going to come in and just keep it real.
Yeah, and there were talks at the start of the series, right, whether he was still justifying selection or fulfilling his
Brutal, innit?
potential.
It's brutal. That's
Oh.
just that's in hindsight a mad conversation, isn't it? But it happens.
And do you think
It's the pressure, isn't it? I guess.
obviously Sarfraz, don't want to say got found out in this game, but he didn't get many runs. Do you think he'll play the 5th test?
Yeah, I'm sure he'll play the 5th test. And
Yeah, he's got to play.
KL Rahul is currently 90 miles far away from us. He's in London with checking for his tendon injury. So KL Rahul will not play the 5th test. And
He was actually at the Chelsea game yesterday.
I know
He
that.
wasn't. I'm joking.
Why don't we get him on the pod?
We'll get him down. Yeah, he's
Let's
not. It's just it's an hour train down. London Thames Link.
We'll text
Hop
him.
on at Farringdon.
Yeah. The
Down
thing
in
is-
an hour and 15 minutes. Get a little 25 bus up. He could probably afford an Uber, can't he?
It'll be quite good if he comes to our pod. And with the selection of the 5th test, I think I'll be not quite too shocked if India gave a debut cap to Devdutt Padikkal instead of Rajat Patidar. That's what kind of series this has been for India. I think there are 5 debutants for India, 5 or 4, I'm not sure, but this equals the series with Australia in 2020. So I think
Who's this? Can you repeat the this player's name?
Devdutt Padikkal.
Padikkal.
Yeah, he's a left-hander
Yeah,
batter.
yeah.
Played for Karnataka in the Ranchi Trophy.
I think,
Okay.
does he play IPL? I think
Yeah,
I've
he
seen
played
him in
IPL for
Opener.
Rajasthan Royals.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a left-hander batter. He opened the batting for his state, but I'm sure he'll be happy to play at number 4 for India.
Yeah.
So let's see, will he get a cap or Rajat Patidar will backed up or not? Let's see.
Yeah,
But I'm sure Jasprit Bumrah will be back.
Yeah, one guy we failed to mention, I think the only guy, is Deep.
Akashdeep.
Akash Deep, right? Who
Yeah.
took the first 3
Oh my
wickets in the
God.
game.
That's the
Feels
dream
like
debut.
years ago, that deep spell.
And that ball he bowled, I know it was a no ball, but the ball he cleaned, actually both the ball he actually got Crawley out with was a beauty.
Yeah.
The cartwheels for the first one. Woof.
That's why I said it's not a shock if Devdutt Padikkal get a debut cap, because as an Indian fan, I'm not thinking of Akashdeep getting a test cap. We have Mukesh Kumar in the lineup. I was thinking okay, Mukesh Kumar will come and play, but suddenly they gave the debut cap to Akashdeep, and he proved his worth a little in the first innings, in the first session. I don't know about whether the pitch plays the part or not, but his skills also plays a part. So it's good for a young player to pick 3 wickets in his debut test match.
Right, where were we? Is there anything more to add, Rayan?
Yeah, I think, shall we talk about a little bit about the other 2 test matches which happened around the 2 parts of the world?
Yes. I forgot about this. I want to talk about Australia v New Zealand. It started, in the night for us.
10 in the night.
Was when it happened. I was listening to The Grade Cricketer on my way down this morning, and they said it is a doctored pitch of death. but Cam Green got a presumably fantastic 100. There's a great clip of Steve Smith getting out where he gets a perler from
Matt Henry,
good from you, and he's brought forward, snicks off straight to second slip, I think it was.
Yeah.
And he doesn't look back. He just starts walking when the ball's in mid-flight, when he's nicked it, and it's just beautiful aesthetics.
Yeah.
Just beautiful to see.
That's aesthetic from the beauty of a ball from Matt Henry.
Yeah.
And I have to talk about, you guys talked about Cam Green's 100 at number 4. Australia found a new number 4. But the form of Marnus Labuschagne, not the great, but the best test batter currently, but he's lost his form for the last 10 test matches. He's lived with himself for not scoring so much of runs. Let's see will he get his form back?
Yeah, so that's I think talking about this series, we're about to wrap up. We've been talking for a while. I don't know if any of us know about, I don't know enough to comment. I haven't read about it, about what's he called, Guggenheim, who his selection is an issue.
Yeah. Scott Googlin.
Google.
Yeah, he had a rapist kind of a thing.
Well,
before.
yeah, I don't know enough about it. I just feel like when you talk about this series and talking about when you bring up New Zealand cricket, you should mention that.
Yeah, that's.
I don't know enough.
The other shame is Wagner announced his retirement.
Yeah.
I think he was in tears in his press conference as well, but he's still running the drinks in this test.
He's
he
on the
fielded.
field, isn't
Yeah.
he? He still feels it's quite an odd situation, that, isn't it?
I think he would have. I thought they would have granted him at least a sort of farewell test, but
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I guess that's the nature of.
That's the brutal nature of international cricket.
It's a shame because New Zealand, I think they are known as the nice guys of cricket, right? And I don't know a lot about the case, but obviously there's been some controversy picking Kugelheim or however you say it.
Neil Wagner.
Yeah, and obviously, Waggers, he's cult hero. I love him actually. He's a great. Seems like a great bloke. Neil Wagner, that is. I mean, and I think that's right. I'm knackered.
This series is really important for the WTC table. So the New Zealand and Australia Australia is in the third place, New Zealand is in the first place. So this series really plays a part in WTC table. And the 5th test match, so India is in the second place. I'm sure India will aim for a win to stay in the same position or move forward if New Zealand lose the series against Australia. Let's see what will happen.
Let's see. So, thank you if you're somehow still on the other end of our microphones for listening. Go and follow us on Twitter at Council Cricket. We still haven't set up an Instagram or a TikTok. We need to get on with that. Once they're there, they'll obviously be... we'll let you know about that as well. We will be back after the 5th test. And then probably after that, we'll hopefully be a bit more regimented and just having a weekly, every Tuesday, talking about the more general talking points in the world of cricket. I've been Will. Thank you, Rayan.
Thank you, mate. Thanks for the time. Thanks to the listeners for listening.
And thank you, Luke.
Yeah, thank you, guys. See you next week.
Bye-bye.
Or the week after.
Yeah. Bye-bye.